Come back no more.
We're
So what's the name of that song? Don't you come back no more, no more.
Oh yeah, come on, guys. Wanda and I are sitting here joshing with each other.
Yeah, what is the name of that song? Man, you done
I
got
done
me
got her all messed up here thinking about something.
a song
A
from the
song from the
70s.
70s. Yeah.
He's don't you come back no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Is that the name of it? Is that the name of the song?
I don't know. I'm doing some.
Oh, you can't
I'm
talk.
doing
and,
some tedious computer work here right
You
now.
can't talk and function, y'all. Hello, everybody. It's Danny and Wanda from
Yeah.
Deep South Homestead. Oops, you got the
Give me
chat.
just a minute. I'm trying to expand everything out.
Okay,
These old
so maybe
crooked
we can
eyes of our, these old
see.
crooked
Oh,
eyes of our
wow.
can see. How about that? Does that make it better?
Yeah. Okay, so maybe
You
we
can actually see the chat now, can't you?
a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hit the road, Jack. Yeah, that was it.
Hit the road, Jack.
Don't ask me why.
Get off the key, Lee.
Just started singing this. I'm like when I was hitting it to go live, he starts singing weird songs. He was singing Sweet Home Alabama
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah. Don't come back, Jack. Get off the key, Lee.
Best quote ever from a great teacher. I like child labor, ain't gonna lie. Yo, I have used that since my kids were little.
That's why she had a dozen of them.
5. And when they had company, I had up to 10 or 12.
There's about a dozen of them in the house.
And
yeah.
I would tell them to go clean the room, so they had to take their friends. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover.
50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. That's
the
it.
name of it?
That's the name of it.
So
That's it.
when my kids had to clean
We're telling
the
our
room,
age now.
when the kids had to clean the room,
Oh yeah.
they had to take the kids that were there with them, and one of the mama says, "Hey, I didn't know my kid would do all that." And I said, "Look, it's child labor around my house. These kids got to work." So
yeah. Houma, Louisiana. Happy Thanksgiving. My kinfolk live there. The Native Americans.
Yeah. Danny's heritage goes
My
back.
heritage goes all the way back to the Houma Indians. Slip out the back, Jack. Making you plans, Stan.
Okay.
You don't need a big coy, Roy. Just get off.
So now, oh Lord, y'all. Danny, if y'all didn't, I mean, I know most of you can't watch 7.5 hours of live streaming.
Why not?
Some of you did. Some did.
Some did.
Now we had some.
We had some that was diehard Deep South fans.
Or David the Good one. One of the two, huh?
One of the two. Well,
we had a lot of good people pop in and keep the chat going, even though Danny and David really didn't read it.
We couldn't see. Well, from where we was at, we couldn't see it. We had to get up and actually go over to it. Yeah.
And I kept the boys busy because they helped cut the cane down that we had for the next day. Because yesterday, Danny and I did cane.
We did this all over again.
Yeah, but the boys cut the cane down.
Yep.
David cut some, so I do have a clip of David cutting cane down, I think. So I ain't even took stuff off my phone. I took stuff off the camera. I have not edited. I have not looked at anything. So
yeah.
I'm just tired, and I said I put up sweet potatoes today.
Oh, she did. She did sweet potatoes today. Let's see. I planted onions today.
Some more onions.
More onions, yeah. We need about 200 or 300 of them, and I think
You're getting close.
I probably got close.
Well, those little bitties, we're
not sure about the little ones that we're growing. I mean, we're close, but we're not sure. And
so Mr. Barrett brought Danny a handful of Dixondale onions, so he planted those.
I planted 3 different varieties of Dixondales today.
And then you planted more of your little bitty that you raised from seed, right?
Yeah.
And so we've got a lot of onions planted.
Yeah, we got. Well, it takes a lot for us because we like to eat. I mean, we tried to wean ourselves, but we like to diet. It got to be terrible there for a little while.
I've got a little bit of the curly leaf kale in my high tunnel, one plant that I got in there. And then I have some rainbow chard in there.
Yeah.
And is it a completely other process to make granulated sugar?
Yes. Well, yes, I have to say yes, because it is a different process. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, Wanda and I, the syrup that we cooked yesterday, I went ahead and cooked it beyond the point of where we normally cook it at, and we've got a lot of crystallization in it. It's basically on purpose because it'll serve as sugar for us in the future if something was to happen, because it's already done, what you say, the bottom quarter inch of the jar is already started sugaring.
Not a quarter, but just the bottom little bit.
You're starting to sugar up, and as time goes on, the rest of the jar will gradually sugar up over the next year or two.
We pushed it yesterday just to see.
Yeah.
We didn't burn it.
Right.
We just cooked it longer.
Yeah.
And by the time I brought it in, or he brought it in, and I started putting it in jars, it was already, the spoon was sticking to the spoon. It was sticky, and
yeah,
it was almost candy stage.
Yeah, it was almost to the candy stage when we stopped at this time. Y'all have any problem with hen bit? Oh, we have it everywhere.
Yeah.
If you ever bought chicken feed from a store, you're going to have hen bit. I mean, it's going to be everywhere. We've got weeds that we've never had from chicken feed.
Is it too late for mustard in Zone 8A?
No, it's not too late. No,
It's now getting good and cool.
Yeah.
Mustard likes cool. What's your favorite kale?
Siberian. Dwarf Siberian kale is my favorite kale. Danny, would you harvest sweet potatoes before a freeze, or can they handle a freeze? You better do it before the freeze, because if the plants ever freeze, they'll sour all the way down into the sweet potato, and the sweet potatoes will rot. They'll rot even after you take them out of the ground.
Yeah. Can you grow sugar beets in our area? Yeah,
you can grow sugar beets, but the problem is you better make sure the seeds you get to grow them are non-genetically modified, because almost 99% of all sugar beets now are genetically modified.
Are you going to put a heater in the greenhouse this year?
No, probably not.
We're not keeping a whole lot of plants in there that are summer plants. Whatever dies, dies. Danny has tomatoes about yay big.
Yeah, we got nice green tomatoes.
And I've got tomatoes that are blooming, but if it gets cold enough that it kills them, we're just not going to deal with it. The banana tree's the only thing, and the bananas fell off. They didn't even make. They didn't pollinate.
Yeah.
And so we're not worried about the roots freezing, so we don't have to keep that warm this year. And we're planting all cool weather stuff in there right now.
Wanda, so then after it crystallizes, you can use it as sugar. Yes, you can use it. You may have to take something and put it in a little sack or something and crush it up or something to get it, we're used to granulated sugar, and you have to understand, years ago, back during the early world wars, sugar come in a big tall cone. It was hard, and you just like broke a piece off of it to use. It wasn't no granulated sugar.
Yeah, and as far as sugar cane syrup, lots of people say, what do you do with it? You can use it like syrup or like sugar,
any sweetener.
Any sweetener.
Yeah.
Just know that if you use it, it has a touch different taste than just sugar. Sugar goes through a process so that when you get through with it, it doesn't have that sugar cane taste. I don't know what all they do to it, but I make cakes and cookies and put it in, like his sweet potato stuff. I'll drizzle some in there a little bit or something. That's what I did today. Did you notice the difference?
Yeah.
I bet he does.
Hello, Mr. Danny. Ms. Wanda, I should have pulled my tarp today on my Kitazawa carrots, but it's supposed to be 30 tonight. Should I pull that tarp tomorrow or possibly wait till Monday? If the little carrots are starting to come up, and you leave the tarp laying on them, it will mash them flat, and they will just turn yellow and die. You might want to put some like bricks up under it or something to hold the tarp up off of it, maybe a couple of inches. I wouldn't pull it off in that temperature yet. I would, and don't take it off at all if they ain't coming up.
Yeah, and somebody asked about my peppercorn plants in the high tunnel. In my high tunnel, the peppercorn plants will take a really, down into below the 20s. The leaves may die, but it'll still go.
Yeah.
And so it'll just come back out. I got so many roots in there. Unless we have a freeze for a long time, I'm not worried. Yeah. I'll have peppercorns come back out.
Ms. Allison says, Danny, I have one of those sugar cutters you use on those cones. Now,
wow.
See, to me, that is so awesome, because something like that, people don't even know they exist.
You have to send me a picture of one so I know what they even look like.
I mean, it's amazing that people don't even know that sugar used to come in cones like that. It wasn't in a. You didn't get sugar in a bag.
Yeah.
You know, just a hard cone.
It would have been harder for them to transport and deal with, and if the bag busted, there's a lot of ifs there, problems.
Darlene says, I'd like to try making horehound cough drops with cane syrup. The old people used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
How delicious was that biscuit with the cane syrup?
Well, I didn't make any biscuits, but I had made
muffins.
Muffins. I made what did I tell you I put in there? The little bit of cane syrup. I don't know. It was a gluten-free muffin, but I didn't forget what all I put in. But I put cane syrup in the muffin.
I didn't cook it.
And then I turned around and dipped the muffin in the cane syrup and ate it, and it was delicious.
How do you deal with ants in your greenhouse? I am very unconventional. If I get a fire ant bed in my greenhouse, I drive a stick deep into the ground. I pour 1 cup of gasoline in it and push the top over it and leave them alone, and they never come back.
Oh, let's see. We had saucy beans over corn muffins tonight.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Carrots are ready when they are cooked soft and tender. Laugh out loud.
Okay, Grizz, now they're talking about growing carrots, not cooking carrots. He had to make it. How long after cabbage starts the head will it be done?
It depends on what variety you have. Some of them are 60 days, some of them are 55 days. It just depends. You have to look up your variety and see what the number of days is.
Yeah, people used to use a lot less sugar then. Yes, they did not use sugar in hardly anything. A cake or a cookie or something like that. And they barely sweetened. If you've ever eaten tea cakes or anything like that, the good original tea cakes, my daddy made them with cane syrup. He would put a little bit of that in it. And you didn't put sugar in it. Or, that's how they didn't use a lot of sugar. We're just sugaraholics. And I know I am one.
Yeah. What kind of fertilizer do we use? Look, I do both commercial and organic. And I have not had any issues using commercial fertilizer. The only thing you have to watch out for is it has salt in it, and you have to periodically check your soil for salt levels. I still have earthworms all in my soil. If you'll add a lot of organic matter in, even though you do use some commercial fertilizer, you don't really have any problem. People get all whacked up and bent out of shape thinking this word organic is something that's just totally fantastic. And guys, organic stuff in the future is not going to cut it. I hate to say that, but it's the honest to goodness truth. There just isn't the nutrition in anything that's supposed to be there. I have had it all tested. I've grown with it here on my own place. Now, I do use the organic stuff, but it usually doesn't do very well. And I usually end up having to go back and use some sort of commercial fertilizer as a side dress, something that I know.
With rabbit fertilizer or something, we end up having to add
Yeah, we have
something.
to add something to the organic fertilizer.
Does vinegar work well for weed control?
Yeah, it does pretty good. Just don't get it near any kind of fences or anything like that, because it'll destroy a fence or something like that.
Somebody's saying it's not good on your soil, but isn't vinegar okay for the soil?
No, don't put vinegar on your soil.
If you're going to be planting.
If you're going to be planting there, don't be using a lot of vinegar.
That's what they were saying. Okay. Yeah, don't be putting it around where you're planting, more or less. Weed control on fence rows.
If you're doing weed control around the borders and stuff and things like that, it's okay, but do not put it where you're going to plant.
You wouldn't want to put it up close to your fruit trees, would you?
No.
Didn't you have somebody kill their trees by...
We had somebody kill their whole garden by using vinegar. Well, their blueberry trees, they killed a lot of their blueberry trees because they were putting vinegar around them, thinking it was making the soil more acidic.
Yeah, don't use it in your garden.
Mr. Danny, don't worry about the plants around the gas in the greenhouse. We have mounds everywhere.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I saw somebody ask something. Once you get the syrup cooked down to super saturated, you should be able to seed it for crystallization, just like making the rock candy on a stick. May just need to mill down to a smaller grain size.
Well, you can actually, there's a process you can go through. You can actually stick something metal down in it and leave it there for a while when it's hot, and most of that stuff will attach itself to a metal object. I mean, you've done these tests in school when you're coming up, and, in classes and stuff like that. What is the best and fastest feeder pig? Tip Top Girl, that would probably be a something like a Yorkshire or a red. I don't know if a red wattle would actually be good. Probably a Yorkshire. Probably the Yorkshire is going to be one of your better, or Hampshire. Those are going to probably be your two fastest growing pigs.
What do you guys have for supper? What do we have for supper? Oh, I made zucchini spaghetti.
Zucchini spaghetti.
And I had somebody say they wanted me to do a video on that. I already have one on Crazy Days, I think, on zucchini spaghetti. But I made some tonight, and we got some for tomorrow, and it was really pretty good.
Yeah. What are we having for Thanksgiving? Or what are we fixing for Thanksgiving? I don't know. That's still a week away. We ain't made.
I've got cranberries, so I made cranberry sauce this week, and Danny's done ate most of it. He's got one container left, I think.
We got a turkey breast in the freezer.
The turkey breast is coming out.
We got sweet taters.
We got a lot of sweet potatoes.
We got.
I want green bean casserole.
We got the green beans. I
want dumpling and dressing, but I'm the only one that eats them. So.
Yeah, you'll be the only one.
No, you eat the dressing.
I eat the dressing.
So we might have some dressing, and if I get really, I've spent so much time this week has been crazy doing the sugar cane till the thought of having to cook a huge Thanksgiving meal just.
Graysdale Farm says, any squirrel hunting yet? Nope, it ain't been cold enough here yet. We just got our first frost this week, though.
Yeah.
Please make a squirrel cooking video that you promised last year. I'm going to have to do that. I'm waiting on this thumb to get well so I can skin them out. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, we got 2 turkeys that's supposed to be done, too.
Yep.
Last year, we just didn't ever go squirrel hunting. We
didn't.
said we were, and we just didn't.
We just didn't do it last year. We stayed so busy. We had the barn going on and everything.
The barn kind of took up a lot. Now the barn is officially semi-finished.
Almost, well, I'm saying it's almost there. Yeah, I got a few boards left here and there and a few trim pieces to put on, and it'll be through.
It's close. I don't hardly ever do giblet gravy. Danny did one year, didn't you?
Yeah, I made giblet gravy. I use the gizzard, the liver, things like that. I chop it all up and put it in there to make my giblet gravy out of.
Nan Farm says she loves my bread recipe on Crazy Days. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of recipes and different things that I cook over on Crazy Days that I don't ever do anything like that on Deep South anymore. Most all the cooking videos are over there now, and a lot of the canning videos.
Yeah, everybody's like, how is my thumb? Actually, I'm
almost 100%.
I think whenever I go back Tuesday of this week, they're probably going to tell me not to come back.
It's totally healed over the end. If she don't dig it back out,
if she don't cut the end back off of it again, I mean, it's healed over. It's got a scab on the end of it, but they don't like to see a scab. They take that scab off every time I go in there.
But now he kept the bandage off last night for...
Yeah, I kept it off all night last night.
All night? The first time in 6 or 7 weeks he's had the bandage off.
Bill Hunt says, still need 410s? I always need 410s. That is the best squirrel hunting gun there is. I was hoping this year to be able to take it squirrel hunting, even though I don't have it blued or nothing like that. I was hoping to be able to use it.
Will our family come to eat with us?
No,
they
our
all
family.
Have different ways they go on Thanksgiving, and Danny and I started about 3 years ago. 3 years ago. When we got the cabin finished, we decided every Thanksgiving we wanted to spend it in the cabin. Yeah. So I cook the day before, have everything ready, and we lots of times spend the night at the cabin.
Yeah.
And when we get ready for lunch, we just heat things up. And I know that's not the traditional way to do it, but I'm not going to get up first thing in the morning and cook all that stuff.
There's no sense in wearing yourself out.
So I cook it ahead of time. We heat it up for dinner. We heat it up for supper, go back to bed, and we just spend a relaxing day.
Do y'all have a video on butchering a turkey? I don't think we do we?
Did you do one on those turkeys we had?
I don't remember if I did or not.
I've done so many videos.
I know I've got on Patreon, I know I have a video on butchering deer over there, and everybody loves that video of me butchering a deer. I
think it's still on YouTube too.
Well, it may be on YouTube, but I know it's on Patreon.
Yeah,
I didn't even get my hands bloody. I mean, I've skinned and butchered a whole deer and never got my hands dirty.
Yeah.
It can be done. It's just all in how you do it. I show some secrets over there about what tools to use, how to do it, and make it work out.
All right.
Star says, I heard they don't make 410 shells anymore. They still make them. They don't make very many of them.
And most of them are buckshot.
They make buckshot, slugs, and most of them are for the pistol, the judge. They're the 2 3/4 inch or 2.5 inch for the judge pistols. I mean, you can still get them.
The calf is doing fine. I'll have a
great.
little clip sometime. I've got to get all these clips together and make a couple of videos for this week. I hope to get that done tomorrow. But I was out there videoing him today a little bit, and I think I sent Miss Lippy a picture of all 3 of the calves. We had Buddy, Trixie, and Kenny, all 3 of them in one picture today. How did you soundproof the cabin?
It's a particular type of insulation that you buy from John Mansfield. It has no formaldehyde in it, and it is a soundproofing insulation. Very dense. I think it's R15. Yeah, I think it's R15 that we put in the walls.
Yeah. Let's see.
Danny shows butchering a homegrown turkey from 4 years ago. Allison found it, so I do have one.
Okay, I was thinking we might have, but I couldn't remember.
Do you hang and age your deer before cutting it up? Yes, we always age our meat before we cut it up.
Do you have a favorite knife, homemade or store-bought?
Well, I have favorite knives, but they're out there in the shop, and I don't really know the names of them.
The knife he carries all the time on him.
I carry the Case XX75 pocket knife.
Now that's like guns. So,
Yeah.
You know, they know that.
I do know that one. That's a Case XX75 pocket knife. One with it's a double blade one, not a single blade. And most of the single blade knives I have now, I have the old timer skinning knives in the sheaths in my butchering room, but they're not like these new ones, because I looked at a new one in the store the other day and it was like $20, and I told the guy, I said, oh my word, I said 25 years ago I paid $60 for this same knife, and he said, well, these are made in China. He said the metal in them is not as good as the one you've got. So I said, well, I understand now why it's so cheap.
JR says he loved your last porch time.
I appreciate that. I struggle with porch time a lot of times, guys, because I'm trying not to get controversial, and I'm trying not to talk about futuristic events any more than I have to. I'm just trying to keep it interesting and calm, no fearful stuff and all that, but it just looks like it's not very popular if you don't scare people to death, you know?
All right, where are we at? I'm not sure where we're at. I lost track. All right, so this next week, we're getting more of Danny's books in. He has the Sweet Potato Manual, the Carrot Manual, and the English Pea Manual that he wrote on how to grow all 3 of those. We're getting more in this week. And if anybody's wanting any, I would advise you to order them within the next 2 weeks and let me get them out and get them to you before December, the first week of December, because if not, the second, third, and fourth weeks of December, things get lost in the mail. You may or may not get them. So I've got cookbooks and I've got Danny's books here, and if you're looking for them for Christmas Order early, please.
Raw food writer, no, I would not pour the cement slab until I put the pole barn up. Wrap you some plastic around the posts, set your forms, and pour after you put the pole barn up.
Yeah. Okie Ag says, Mr. Danny, I've not loved any of your porch times. Oh, I look forward to porch time. That's Noodlehead. Wow, Noodlehead. Sounds like something from a 70s movie, doesn't it?
We like the calm ones, but the latest Patreon was really good too. I appreciate that. I mean, I could tell y'all a lot more, but I struggle with how far I should go because if you start going too far, people want to call you a prophet, and I don't want to be called a prophet. I don't like that.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Pamela says, I absolutely love porch time. I appreciate your wisdom and sharing.
Oh, hold on. Camper Jack says if a wound like Danny's takes too long of a time to heal, maybe switch from Neosporin to Bactricin. I don't use either one of them. I actually use a particular product called Zero Form that helps to regrow the skin back on the end of it.
Dan says, I would rather you tell us what's coming so we can do our best to prepare than constantly worry that I'm not prepared enough.
Well, Dan, let me say this. What's coming? I talked with Barrett about this today at the house here. What's coming, you can't prepare for. I mean, I know that sounds really crazy. The only way to prepare for what's coming is to build your faith and to know that you're a child of the King. I mean, literally, that is really the only two things that I can honestly say is without a doubt the only way that most people will make it through. Now you're gonna need your food, water. I mean, I'm not trying to say you don't need these kind of things. Yeah, those are common sense things.
Yeah, just be prepared.
But religious people, I'm gonna use the word religious. Religious people are gonna be shaken to their core because everything that they've believed in is probably gonna be.
It's not that it's not true.
It's not that it's not true, but it's.
Don't get one aspect of it that will shake you.
I don't even know how to say it.
Well, we ain't going there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got too many religious people on here.
Yeah, and that's not my thing.
It's not. We're not trying to mess with.
I mean, like talking with Barrett today, and I don't think he would mind me mentioning. You know, we was talking about people being offended, and I told him, I said, Barrett, I said, I don't get offended. I said, I believe in Psalm 119, 165 that says, great peace have they which love thy law, in that nothing shall offend them. I mean, if you get offended by stuff, you don't understand the true scriptures because the Holy Spirit doesn't reveal everything to everybody at the same time. It only gives you what you can handle. If the next person beside you can handle more than you can handle, the Spirit's going to give them more. Then they're going to get more insight on things. And somebody who's not as spiritually prepared, the Spirit's not going to give you much more. It's like an employee who works for you. If he's not a very productive employee, he doesn't earn as much money as one that is more productive. I mean, I guess I hope I was putting it the way that everybody can understand it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, the anxiety, the stuff like that, that's why we don't want to create all that.
Potato Head, that's just exactly why I don't. It's not good. Proverbs 6:16, the Lord said 6 things are an abomination to him, yea 7. I mean, 6 things the Lord hates, yea 7 is an abomination to him. And he lists those 7 things there. And if I'm sitting out here, you know, if someone tells a lie, if someone's stirring up strife amongst brethren and all this kind of stuff, that's just not good. And I don't want to be that person.
Yeah. We just want to be able to help you guys get through this and encourage. And
That's encouraging.
Telling some things off and on.
I'll give
and
you.
He's been doing that for 6 years.
Yeah.
We had somebody come on one of the videos and say, look, I went back and started watching old Porch Times. Danny's been telling what's coming for 6 years. And so people are saying, why won't you tell us? Why won't you tell us? Well, he's been telling you for 6 years.
People, I talk in riddles 99% of the time.
If you go back and listen, they know now that what you were saying is true.
Yeah, I told them 6 years ago what was coming today.
Yeah. All right, let's get off that. What causes the tips of the leaves of my
pineapple plants to go brown? If it gets too cold, they'll go brown. If it gets too dry, they'll go brown. If they get too much fertilizer, they'll go brown. I mean, it can be a number. If it gets too wet, they'll go brown. The good thing about it is you can snip those tips off if you need to, and
it's not going to hurt.
And it won't hurt the plant at all.
Yeah. How do you store your cane for planting next year?
We don't store it. We go ahead and plant it back in the ground. As soon as we cut it down, we put it right back in the ground.
And like our wagon wheels, I showed David the Good has his video up. We cut those down and we cover all the wagon wheels. We don't dig up the roots. And Danny will leave that, 3 years?
Yeah, no more than 3 years because the sugar content will start going down in it after 3 years.
Yeah, you can leave the roots for up to 3 years and then dig it all up and replant new cane 3 years from now. So we just cover it during the winter, cut down any shoots that come up before it freezes and keep it covered during the freeze. And in the spring, we rake it all out, fertilize a little bit, and there it goes.
Andy says, what can I grow to support myself without growing any livestock? I want to grow vegetables only. You're going to probably need regular potatoes like you get in the grocery store. You're going to need sweet potatoes. As a matter of fact, I have a video out about the 6 survival plants that you really need to grow. And they're all vegetables. And
onions and garlic.
Onions, garlic, potatoes, sweet potatoes. I mean, you won't need kind of sugar cane in order to be able to have some kind of sweetener, or whether it's sorghum, cane, maple syrup. You're going to need some kind of sweetener because the brain will not work without sugar. So, I mean, you have to. I mean, I've got that video out there. If they find it, they can put it up.
Do you vent the roof of the barn?
The roof of your barn is naturally vented whenever you put the the ridge cap on top of it. It vents itself naturally.
Yeah. Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker.
Yeah.
You should have been singing. I don't know why.
We didn't even think about that, I reckon.
Danny and David sang quite a few snippets of songs. They changed the words.
We changed the words around just for the fun of it. Yeah.
People was getting. I mean, after 7.5 hours of live streaming, y'all.
Yeah.
At times you could get a little silly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny, but really had a good time. This week, what are we doing?
Thank you, Abama Gardner. I really appreciate that comment.
I think it's going to be raining most of the week.
Yeah, we got a whole week of rain coming. So there might be a periods in and out that it's not raining, but predominantly most of the week has a chance of rain.
And so I'm going to incorporate some help into...
The chat's froze.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with our chat, but we can't see y'all. Take that one down and then come back out again. But I'm on.
They won't let me do nothing.
Okay, it may be the video. I don't know.
No,
anyway,
I mean we're green and yellow. It should be working.
All right, here.
These pages aren't responding. Just wait. Okay.
All right. So our chat's frozen.
Our chat's frozen. So God, whenever it comes on, it's gonna spin.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna incorporate Danny into helping with sweet potatoes this week.
Yeah.
I've got to get more done. I've been doing see if it'll fix it.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if they're
I don't know if they're even
Are y'all even seeing us? Because I don't have a chat.
I can't quite tell here. It says we have excellent connection. There is we've been hacked by Russia.
Yeah, okay. Really.
Okay, really, I'm just joking.
All right, let me do this.
We're fixing to exit
Yeah.
Restore it.
Chat. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. We may have really.
All right, just talk. I'll find chat somewhere.
Yeah. Anyway, it's we're at a we're at a position where it's hard to say.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go to the phone for the chat. Just go ahead.
Oh, let's see here. What do we got going on here?
You're gonna just talk till I find the chat.
I need the chat because it kind of keeps me interested in what people are saying and what they want to know.
Just talk. Sing. Hey, why don't you sing? You and David sing. Now it's coming up. Hold on. I'm getting there.
Are you getting there?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Just it won't restore the chat here, so you're gonna have to just. All right.
Yeah, it's not.
Put it up and just go for it.
Okay.
We're used to having the chats because that keeps us kind of.
Well, I'm staying on subject with the people and what they want.
Yeah. All right. So hold on.
Yeah, it's crazy for our chat to stop. It's never done that before.
All right. So somebody says, "Are you going to breed rabbits?" So talk about rabbits.
We're not going to breed the rabbits. The rabbits we have are strictly for manure. That's all they're for. Now we do have 2 males, and we really don't want to butcher the other male because he's a Tamuk rabbit. We would really like to for someone else to purchase him or something because we really don't want to butcher him.
Yeah. Somebody asked, has our freeze dryer ever failed to pull a vacuum? No.
No, ours is always.
We've not had any problems with our freeze dryer. I know a couple of people that have. Jan in Canada had a problem, not a real farm, and they had her send hers back, and they got it back to her in no time, 2 or 3 weeks, like no time. Had a lady this week say that she was contacting because hers did not work properly. I sent the rep that we talked to the email, and he said he would get right on it. So I'm hoping they will fix that. But we've not had problems. But I do know that, like with anything,
it's like anything. You buy a new car. Some of them give you problems, and some of them don't. I mean, that's just there's nothing bad about it. I mean,
yeah. Do y'all get that YouTuber creators survey? Wow, those questions. I did, but I click them off. I never.
We don't answer all that stuff, guys.
We have time.
We get so much. I call it junk mail that it's amazing at the amount of junk mail that we get.
Yeah, and I just click and delete and click.
Yeah, we don't even.
And when I get to when I pop my channel up and YouTube asks for a survey, I just click it off.
Click it off.
Maybe that's why they don't like us too well. I don't participate in
we
YouTube
we don't play by the rules, you know. I mean, I never have. I ain't never been one that played by the rules.
Do you can meat?
Yes, we can all types of meat.
At one point, I had some deer meat. I had rabbit.
We can
beef,
ham,
turkey, chicken, ham.
Plus, we do the broth off of all of them.
Yeah, the broth. I mean, I don't have any deer right now, and I think I'm about out. I think I'm out of rabbit too. I'm out of deer and rabbit.
Yeah.
But everything else, I still have some.
We
can ground beef.
I mean, we could kill a deer if we wanted to. I mean.
Yeah. How many did we have? How many pictures did you have today?
The 2 days that we were making syrup, I didn't get to go check my camera. When I checked my camera first thing this morning, I had 1,847 pictures of deer on that camera. And, I mean, it took a while to go through all them pictures and look and see if there's anything I wanted to keep and add to my photo albums or anything like that. I got pictures of them laying down in front of the camera and all kinds of stuff. I thought about it at some point, maybe doing a little small video of just nighttime creatures, you know.
Because we got a fox.
We got foxes, we got raccoons. Well, we had raccoons. We had foxes, we got raccoons.
Some of the raccoons are no more.
The raccoons, yeah, no more. The crows don't come by no more. They went into a no-fly zone.
Kind of went away, I hope.
Yeah, the skunks are gone. Possums are gone right now.
How many rabbits do we have?
Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 2 females and 2 males.
Yeah. Let's see. Whew. Do you raise your own animal feed?
No, we don't have enough land. We only have 10 acres, and with 10 acres, you cannot raise all your animal feed and pasture animals and stuff like that on 10 acres and grow your food and have ponds for water and all that, just not enough land.
Yeah. We do supplement with different types of weeds that grow around here.
Yeah.
And Danny does feed the animals.
The rabbits, now I hardly ever buy any rabbit feed. I might buy one bag of rabbit feed every 2 months because I mainly supplement my rabbits with just green stuff from the property here when I'm taking off old cabbage leaves or broccoli leaves or turnip leaves and things like that. I take all that to the rabbits, old sweet potatoes and anything like that we feed to the rabbits.
And the worms. And the worms get some stuff.
The worms get some of the food scraps.
Yeah. The cows get the sweet potato scraps because they are loving that.
Oh, they love a sweet potato scraps.
Somebody asked how often do we eat out? Like never.
Never. We don't believe in eating out. It's toxic. It's poison. If you want to live, don't eat out.
I think in the last year we went out one time. Danny's Uncle Jim from Arkansas was here. Tennessee?
Yeah.
Never mind. Tennessee. Was here and he wanted the family to go out and eat and we went with them. And out of respect, and
we didn't really eat that much. I mean,
I think I got some kind of. Did I get shrimp? I don't know.
Maybe a little piece of steak. That's about all I ate.
Yeah, and a salad. So there's not much from the menu Danny can eat. I can eat most anything if I want to, but we never go out and eat. Hardly ever. When he was in the hospital. I think I went down and got food then. That's the only time I had. Yeah. So really, we don't eat out. We don't make it a purpose.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just not. It's not safe. It's not healthy.
When do I plant citrus trees and petal?
You can plant a citrus tree any time of the year that it's not blooming and got fruit on it. As long as it's not blooming. Now you can plant it when it's blooming if it's grown in the container, but if it's got fruit on it, I don't know if I would plant it. You don't really want to plant a tree with fruit on it at all. You want to pick the fruit off of it and then plant it.
Have I ever canned bacon or sausage? Not bacon.
Not bacon
but I have sausage and I did the patties. I semi-fried them, then put them in there and put the oil or the grease around them. And they were good. You just take them out and heat them up. And I also just put the sausage like ground sausage.
Yeah.
Like I do ground beef, I put ground sausage in there, and it's awesome to have to make sausage gravy, to add into casseroles. You can use it any way you use sausage. Ground sausage. So yeah, I've done it.
Bacon don't last that long around here.
What kind of game camera do you use?
Oh Lord,
it's a new one.
We're
fixing to be looking for a new one.
We're fixing to be looking for a new one though.
This one's 3 or 4 years old.
I lost 2 of mine have just died.
Yeah.
And the one I'm using now, I don't even know the name of it. It don't take video, it only takes pictures.
Oh, you must have promised about a month ago to do a video what it means to put on the whole armor of God. Will you do that? I think you talked about that this week too. You and I were talking about something you said you had thought
Yeah,
about.
It just takes a long time to put one of these videos together. So, I have to. You don't just jump up and do a video like that.
I don't know why our pop-out chat won't work. So
I don't know.
And down.
Yeah, I know. I hate having to sit here and look at this because it's like I'm taking my attention away from you guys. But
it's kind of annoying.
She's going through these things so fast until I'm usually reading every one of them, and when it's not up here on the screen, it irritates the heck out of me.
I'm trying. Some of them are just. It just won't work. I'm hunting questions more or less.
Yeah.
Banana leaf tug of war with the cow. Now that was totally unexpected.
That was unexpected. I knew she was going to pull on it, but it was kind of funny the way it happened.
All right. I went to Wendy's at the hospital and couldn't figure out that drink fountain. I had to ask because we never eat out.
Yeah, we don't eat out.
So I didn't know how to. I didn't know, and somebody says, "Well, that's the way the drink fountains are now," and I'm like, how do I know? How long does canned meat last?
Oh Lord, canned meat. We've had ours. Some of us up to 3 and 4 years. I know.
Yeah, most of my canned meat I try to use it within the 3-year period,
Yeah.
but it will last, 5 years. Most canned goods will last at least 5 years, some of it more than that, but I don't push it. I try to rotate out every 3 years. Most of my stuff, if it gets to the 5-year mark, about the only thing I know you and I have that's past the 5-year mark.
Peanuts. We have boiled peanuts. I know that's way past the 5-year mark.
We've got.
Let me say this. I was watching a video the other day about a ship that sunk, and back in the I forgot what year it was. Now it's way back yonder.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
It hit a stump in the river and it sunk, and they went down. The river changed course, and the thing actually ended up being in a farmer's field, like 40-something feet underground. And they went in there and dug that thing up and had to keep the water pumped out from around it because the water table in the ground was so high. And they actually got all the goods off of this ship, and a man made the comment that he actually ate the pickles.
He did.
That was in that thing after being in the ground for, I forgot how many.
It was almost 100 years.
It was a lot of years.
Years.
He said the pickles were
in the 1800s, wasn't it?
It was in the 1800s. He said those pickles were still good.
They still tasted like pickles. He didn't say they were good. He said they still tasted like
pickles. I mean, and they've been underground all these years, and he said all the stuff was still in like pretty good condition.
Decent. And I was like, man, that's really weird. All right, somebody says, when do I take blueberry cuttings to root?
That would be in the early spring when it starts putting on the new tips, because you only want the new growth on the top of the limb to use. You only want like 2 or 3 leaves on the very top of it.
All right. Crooked Creek would like to know if acorns are poisonous to cows.
Only if they eat too many of them. In moderation, they're not bad, but if they eat too many of them, the tannins in them could cause some stomach issues on them. So, just in limited quantities.
All right. How would I grow a citrus tree from seed? Does it have to be grafted?
Some citrus tree seeds will come back as a true citrus. I've got one in the backyard back here that did. But a lot of them will come back to to whatever they were grafted to. So the only way to know for sure you're not wasting your time is to have a grafted tree.
Yeah, you can plant a seed and wait 10, 15 years and it never produced. We've got one out here that's not producing. Or it could produce something that's not really
It could be an Osage orange. It was something just grafted onto an Osage orange or something.
Do you can your chicken cooked or raw? If you cook it, how do you do it? Lots of times, like chicken and turkey, I put everything over into a pot that I want to can, and I pour water, cover it in water, boil it down till it falls off the bone, the meat does. And then I pick all the meat off the bones. I strain the broth. I put what meat I want in there, the broth I want, and then I can it. Because that way I have everything ready for chicken and rice, chicken and dumplings, soup, whatever. It's all done. Have you ever canned sauteed onions and celery to use in cooking? Is it better to can it raw in water? I tried.
Lippy has videos up about that, I believe.
Yeah, I think Miss Lippy does.
Lippy has some videos on caramelizing onions to use.
I did onions this year. Mine weren't caramelized. I just canned onions, right?
Yeah.
And I forgot how I did it. I didn't do it. Was it in water? I done forgot. I've got a video. You just have to go find it.
Can you turn that fan on?
I can. I'm shocked, but I can.
Yeah, turn that fan on. It's getting warm here. We built a big old fire in there a while ago, and the house is just getting too hot.
And I'm sitting on top of him.
Yeah, and I've been drinking something hot sitting here.
He's drinking hot chocolate. Somebody said they like Cajun-style boiled peanuts. Oh, those things are good.
They are delicious.
It's the Steamboat Arabia. That's
it, Steamboat Arabia.
That would be it.
That would be it.
It was in Platte County, Missouri.
Yep. That's right. Where the Missouri River changed course.
What is the best vegetables other than potatoes that can be grown in pots?
We grow everything in pots. I got cabbages in pots right now. I got broccoli in pots. I got tomatoes in pots. I got lettuce in pots. Gosh, we got banana trees in pots. I mean, we grew peas in pots. Now, not English peas or green peas.
We had
field peas in pots. We had our Cherokee yellow wax beans was in pots.
One year out here, I grew speckled butter beans.
Speckled butter peas.
Butter peas, yeah.
In pots.
And they did really well.
They done really good.
You can grow most anything. Sometimes you just have to pay attention that you don't overwater, over fertilize, that sort of stuff, or underwater.
We grew little lady peas. Yeah, we grew lady peas 1 year in pots.
Yeah. It says, I want to get a couple of apple trees. When should I plant them?
The apple trees need to be planted in the dead of winter, and make sure you get the variety for your area that will bear apples. Not grow a tree, but bear apples. That's like in the South where we live at right here. I only have 3 varieties that I have found that makes an apple here. That's a Dorset Golden, an Anna, and an Ain Shamir. Those are the only 3 apple trees I have found that will grow an apple on a tree in enough of a quantity to justify worrying with it.
What about pecans for rabbits? Mine like them. Do rabbits eat pecans?
I ain't never fed my rabbits no pecans because I eat them.
Danny's kind of particular about pecans.
I ain't giving no pecans to no rabbits.
All right, somebody asked what type pressure canner I have. It's a Presto. Well, I actually have 3.
She's got 3 of them.
And all 3 of them are Prestos. One of them's a 16. I think one's a 20. Or maybe 2 of them are 20 quart. I don't know. Can you can garlic? I have put some over in oil, and it does pretty well. But
I don't know if you can can it because the heat would destroy.
The heat destroys, yeah.
It would destroy any medical benefit that there is with garlic. Or medicinal benefit, should I say.
Have you ever canned kale?
We can kale.
And turnip greens.
Turnip greens, kale, collards, we can those 3.
And I did cabbage, but I didn't like cabbage. Cabbage gets really mushy and it loses its flavor.
Right.
My tree bark looks like camouflage, grayish blotches. Is that a disease? I don't know what.
Depends on what kind of tree it is, Gail. I mean, it just depends.
What would you fertilize citrus seedlings with? 7-month-old grapefruit and tangerines grown from seed.
We just buy the regular citrus tree fertilizer. It comes in a little orange bag. I use that, and I'm going to tell you what now, y'all laugh if you want to. I use urine on a lot of my fruit trees, and they do fantastic.
Okay, now I got to answer this one.
Okay.
Miss Brenda, dressing and dumplings. You've never had it and you don't know what it is? All right. First, dumplings. You take chicken broth or turkey broth and you roll out some dough like you're going to make...
chicken and dumplings.
Well, like
you make a pastry.
Yeah, like you're going to make a pastry. And you cut it in strips and drop it over in the dough and it cooks. And it's called dumplings. Then dressing, you take cornbread and you cook it, you crumble it all up, you add some onions and a lot of people like celery in it and stuff like that. They add
chicken stock,
sometimes eggs,
chicken stock,
eggs, mix it all up with
peppers,
chicken stock. And put some meat in it if you want.
Some people use
turkey or chicken in it.
Some people that's not gluten, don't have a gluten issue, lays their bread out and let it get stale.
Oh yeah.
And then they crumble it all up in it.
Yeah. You mix all that up, you bake it, and it's called dressing. Lots of people do stuffing. Stuffing is yucky down in the South.
Yeah, we don't do stuffing in the South.
So dressing is my choice. Do you cover your citrus trees during freezing weather?
If it's going to be in the low 20s, I'll cover them and we'll put something over them. But if it's not 32 degrees, 29 degrees, stuff like that, I don't worry about stuff like that. But if it's going to get down in the teens, in the 20s, low 20s, we'll for an extended period of time.
And we also have the greenhouses. We've been putting them in the greenhouses if it's really, really cold.
Yeah.
And we might have to if it looks like it's going to get that way. Now, I can answer this one.
Okay.
It says, what are y'all's favorite YouTube channels to watch? We don't. We look at thumbnails, and it doesn't matter whose
Yep, I
channel
don't care
it
whose
is.
channel it is. If I look at that thumbnail and it looks like clickbait,
Yeah.
I don't even.
If we're interested in something, it doesn't matter how many subscribers or whatever they have.
I don't pay any
I
attention to that.
click the ones that I think is interesting.
Now,
within 2 seconds, if it doesn't catch my attention, I'm off of it. So I don't really have favorites.
No.
We have some friends.
We have friends.
But I don't even watch their videos, and they don't watch ours most of the time. Y'all go figure.
I mean, we're turned off by people that are. If people's always giggling and laughing and carrying on like that I ain't even interested in that. I'll be honest to you, because I gotta have somebody serious.
Okay, so this one, Terry asked, have you ever grown pineapple in pots?
Oh, we have
a pineapple forest.
We have a pineapple forest in pots, and just go watch our
one this morning.
We actually cut our last one this morning. We sure did. We just picked it a couple of days ago and cut it this morning.
It was so good. But we have a pineapple forest in our greenhouse off the barn. We harvested about 5 pineapples.
Yeah, we got about 5 of them this year. Yeah.
Let's see.
It's very easy to grow them in pots.
Somebody was saying they had never ate field peas. Another one says field peas is a southern thing.
Well, it's not really a southern thing, because if you eat black-eyed peas is a field pea.
Yeah.
Black-eyed peas and cabbage for New Year's Day and all that kind of stuff, that's a field pea. It's just
red rippers, pink-eye
purple hull, Mississippi purple hull, Crowders. I mean,
all those are considered a field pea.
Southern field pea, or cow peas, is a better way to put it. Yeah.
Will the sugar cane come up through winter in a pot? Yes.
Yes.
You had to cut it off. It's going to freeze.
If it's going to freeze, you better keep it cut off, or it'll sour it right back and kill the root. Best thing to do is do it like we did. Take and cover it up.
Do you think the railroad strike will happen? What railroad? Just joking.
Don't get caught up on all that. That's like this diesel shortage. I mean, people 40-something days ago said we only got 25 days of diesel left. And that's been 40-something days ago. We still got diesel. Now, it's a little expensive, but we still got it.
Is it hard to grow asparagus?
No, asparagus is actually easy if you do it right.
It hates weeds. You got to keep it weeded.
And look, we've got a video on planting asparagus. It shows you how to do it step by step.
You also have how to save asparagus seeds. And
we've got them on how to save asparagus seeds, how to grow them from seeds. We've got all them videos. They're just in our playlists.
You can freeze-dried garlic, yes.
Yes, you can freeze-dried garlic. It's actually pretty good.
And turmeric. You can freeze-dry any of those things.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just be careful, because it's like candy. You'll get addicted to it.
You can eat freeze-dried better than you can just eating a piece fresh.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
And it retains the properties freeze-dried.
Yeah.
Somebody likes sausage stuffing. Let's see.
I can't read that. That's too little for my eyes.
I'm having trouble. I wish our chat was working.
I don't know what happened. That's the first time we've ever had that to happen.
How many times per year do you suggest using lime on citrus or lemon trees?
1 time a year. If you use the powdered lime, powdered Dolomite lime, it will last up to 3 years. The best thing to do is just check your pH every year. If you just get you a pH meter, check the pH under that tree and make sure, because it's better that soil be a little acidic than it is to be too alkaline.
All right. Are you freeze drying ground beef, chicken, or fish?
We did some. We did some roast beef. We done roast beef. Oh, and it's good too.
I did chicken. I've done chicken several times. And I think I did some ground beef. But usually I use my ground beef up pretty fast, so I don't usually put it. I've canned some ground beef. Let's see.
I can't read it to tell you what's going on.
Most of them are talking about different things.
We got to figure out what's wrong with this chat.
When do you plant asparagus?
In the spring. And you plant the asparagus in the spring.
Somebody says they add whipping cream and cream of chicken soup to their dumplings. Do y'all cover y'all's banana trees in the winter? We did last year because it had bananas on.
Yeah, we don't. Normally we don't cover them. No.
The only thing we really cover is that orange tree.
Yeah, we cover our citruses, and we done talked about that.
Cold.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think your phone says our time's about run out. Got 3 minutes. Okay.
Let's see. How many beavers do y'all see a year?
We don't see any beavers. We don't have none around here. They've all been killed out.
All right, let me I'm way, gosh. Okay, there's where we're supposed to be. How do you store fresh ginger? I just leave it in the pieces till I need it, and then I replant what I want. But now I did freeze dry some.
We did freeze dry some. We keep it in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator. The best way to keep it, just in our zone, is just leave it in the dirt.
Am I going to sell any turmeric this year? No, I did not get very much because I only planted it in the greenhouse, and so I'm not selling ginger or turmeric this year. Do pineapple plants need to stay root bound?
Pineapple plants probably won't get root bound unless you have them in a really tiny pot. If you put them in a pot like 25-gallon pot, they probably will not get root bound. They just don't have that many roots on them.
All right, can straw have graze on like hay, or is it safe?
Straw can have glyphosate. I doubt that it'll have grazon in it, but it can definitely have 2,4-D. It can have glyphosate. It can have remedy. All those kind of things can be mixed in with it. It just depends on what they sprayed on that field to harvest it. And we know that almost all crops are sprayed with Roundup to kill them at the same time so they can harvest them. So even sugar cane's done that way.
Yeah. All right, so I think I'm pretty much caught up. We may have missed some questions, but this is so tiny to have to read.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to put your prayer request up, I'll try to read some of that.
Yeah, I won't be able to see them tonight.
They were, my daughter was diagnosed with celiac. Do you have a gluten-free cookbook? My cookbook is basically gluten-free. I tell you, if it just says flour, I might put Bob's Red Mill out beside it or whatever gluten-free you want. All you got to do is take my recipes and tweak them, and I tell you in there how to change it back and forth between gluten and regular. I saw lots of flu and stomach going around, stomach viruses. Abama Gardner.
Yes.
She's had a decent week. She says she's thankful for all her friends here. Prayers for an adult son that has health issues. A friend that needs prayers that has last stages of lung cancer. Camper Jack says, thankful for my health, for being led to my new home and a new church.
All right.
So a praise report.
A praise report. I like praise reports.
Tammy says, lift them up. We are an older couple with limits, but we are followers of the Great One and true living God. Thanks ahead of time. Prayer for a daughter, says Isabel. I'm trying to run through. Debbie says she's thankful for time that she gets to spend with us. That's great.
Thank you for that.
Tracy's foot. I am of me grown children. Carolyn says, I'm thankful to YouTube channels that teach us all kinds of things.
We have a friend that don't live too far from us. He's got 3 grandchildren that's has severe
autism. Is it autism?
I don't know if you'd call it autism. Has sensory issues really bad. They can't comprehend things. They don't noises really bother them really bad. And the parents have a really hard time with him, and he goes on the weekends and actually spends the whole weekends with his son to help take care of the 3 kids where they can have a moment to go grocery shopping or something like that, he said, because You can't really take them to the grocery store. You can't take them out to eat. When they go out to eat, people just don't understand them because they just have sensory noises sets them off. They get scared. If somebody stops and looks at them, they freak out. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. So I just need to. I mean, I donated. They can only eat vegetables. They don't really eat any meat. They only eat vegetables.
Yeah.
And I actually gave them some money the other day because they were really trying to figure out how they were going to keep them fed. And I was able to bless them with a little bit of money to maybe, buy those kids some food. And, things like that really touch my heart, especially when it's children. And knowing that if something happens in the world, that kids like they're not going to understand.
Veronica said, pray for strength. LT, his sister-in-law with cancer. Amelia, someone had quintuplets, and 2 of the quintuplets have already passed. The remaining 3 are still under 2 pounds at 3.5 weeks old. And pray for the family of those babies. A grandson that has leukemia. Prayers for energy. A son that has tumors. Daughter that's on chemo. I mean, lots and lots. Sister with mental problems.
All right.
I mean, there's
the
lots.
list just goes on
it
and
goes on and
we
on.
could sit here all
I can't read
night.
all of them, you guys, but
well, we're gonna go ahead and pray about these. I mean, and the state of our nation that we're in. We're in dire need. Father, we come to you tonight, Lord. We just want to tell you we thank you first of all for a good live stream tonight. The old devil tried to get in here and take our chat away from us, and thank you for allowing us to be able to grab it up on the phone and keep it going. We praise you for that. And Lord, I just pray that tonight that we've been able to be a blessing by answering some of the questions that people had to them, and because they're always a blessing to us, Father. All the people are a blessing to us. And Father, the number of requests tonight is astounding. It seems like it grows every week. The needs of people just seem to grow and to grow, and the sicknesses that's reaching out and inflicting our people, Father, it just gets to be astronomical sometimes. And I'm asking for healing, Father. I pray in the name of Christ. I speak healing upon all those tonight that have physical issues, Father, whether it be different cancers, the leukemia mentioned, other physical issues. Some people, I mean, I got a gentleman I'm talking to has back issues right now. He's looking at surgery. Don't know whether he'll live through it or not at his age. And Father, all the other ones that's mentioned, the tumors and all the stuff we saw in here tonight. Father, we just going to pray that tonight, you being the great physician, you just going to reach down. You're just going to eradicate these things from people's bodies, Father. We're speaking it tonight. And Father, the mental health of this country is at stake. And Father, I noticed there was some here tonight that mentioned the mental issues. And I'm going to speak healing on the mental issues tonight also in the name of Christ, that they can be mentally healed, Father, because most mental problems comes from the devil, because of plainly the scripture tells us he's not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. And in the name of Christ, we rebuke these evil spirits that bring these anxieties and depressions and mental issues upon people, Father. And Father, we think about some people here probably got some financial issues. I mean, going into the holiday season, I pray nobody's going to go borrow money to do gifts and stuff with, but Father, the people who use wisdom and they won't get themselves in any deeper financial trouble than they already are. But Father, if they don't have a home or a place like that, I'm going to speak to and pray that they can find a place to live, that their finances will be restored to them, and Father, that they'll be wise with what you've blessed them with now. And Lord, as we go through the night and into tomorrow, we're going in the deep south of praising you for the rain, because it's been so dry here. It's been unreal at the drought that we've had. The ponds are still 4 and 5 foot low, Lord, and we're just praying that and thanking you for the much needed rain that we're getting there, and our grass can grow for the cows. And Father, that's such a blessing when you're nice to us. But Lord, we think about those that are going through the snows and the blizzards and the fires and the heat and all in different parts of the world, the flooding that's going on, that you'll just be kind to them, Father, and help them to come out of these things and not be damaged in any way. And Lord, in the condition that our country's in, Lord, help us. We're on that spiral downhill spin, and it doesn't seem like there's anything we can do to stop it. And of course, we know that, you know, we're in the latter days of an age, and you told us in Matthew that these things just got to happen, and we just got to build our faith up and stand strong and not let these things bother us, Father, but just to know that we're your children, and when you're a child of the King, you don't have to worry about a lot of things that's going on around us now. So go with us tonight, guide, direct us. Thank you for loving us, and thank you for the praise reports tonight, Lord. We want to just tell you how much we appreciate you and love you for just being there for us and being a friend that sticks closer than a brother. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Okay. Freesteading. You guys check out freesteading.com.
Got the hat on right here.
Always go over, sign up for freesteading.com. We're just waiting on the app. They haven't told us yet that it's ready. I figured it would be by now. But
yeah, we figured it'd be ready by now. But
I guess they're waiting on Apple and
they're waiting on Google and Apple to approve everything.
To get it all set up, and
yeah.
I guess they're not in that big of a hurry. We think they ought to be, but
yeah.
you know. So if you have children or grandchildren, neighbors' kids, or you're a teacher and you want to participate, Danny and I, along with Spags and Tag and B over at Life Done Free, are hosting an art contest for children. They can draw, they can color, they can paint, whatever they want to do. All the specifics are in a video that we did last month on the Freesteading art contest. 18 and under, anybody can do that.
Yep.
And we're going to be hosting one of the pictures in our cabin when I decorate for Christmas. And Spags will be hosting one, and Tag and B will be hosting one. Plus, they'll get all kinds of cool stuff for Christmas.
Yeah, plus the kids get cool stuff for Christmas. Yeah, that's true. Okay, guys, thank y'all so much for...
They go on a tip.
Uh-oh. Y'all, tip. Oh, man, what kind of tip for tonight? I don't know if they can handle the tip for tonight. Yeah, that's the thing about it. Oh, man. Okay. Tip for the night. Let's think here for a moment. What can I actually tell them that we won't get in trouble about? Places to pay attention to in the future. I want to give you some locations to pay attention to in the future. Washington State, Colorado, Texas, Southwest and Southeast Missouri, North Mississippi, Western Appalachia, both states of Virginia, and New York City. Keep your eye on these areas in the future. I'm not going to go into detail as to why, but I'm going to tell you, keep your eyes on these areas. Hopefully in the near future I'll be able to talk a little bit more about it. But there is some grave concerns in our country right now about these areas. I'm hoping to have something for y'all in the future. I know I will for Patreon, but I don't know if I can use it on YouTube or not without getting in trouble. But hopefully in the future I'm going to have something I can show y'all that will help you to understand why I mentioned these areas to pay attention to.
Somebody's asking about Danny corn. We do not have any for sale because
we are sold out at the moment. We won't have none.
So maybe next year, next fall.
Next fall, I'm looking at maybe getting a field that I can raise some more in. We're just gonna have to see how that goes.
Yeah. So we got to get through.
Anything else there? I mean,
No, not really. Would anything affect here in Canada?
yes. There's an incident in Iceland that if it actually happens, all the countries in the world are watching this. If the event in Iceland was to actually happen, the whole northern hemisphere would be in trouble, and that would include Canada.
All right. Now, thank you guys for popping in. I'm just trying
I
to.
hate that I don't have a chat. It's about to drive me up the wall.
I know. They're saying Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all y'all.
Y'all enjoy the day. That's going to be our kind of chill day, I guess.
We hope it
And
so.
y'all say we don't ever chill, but we do.
We do. We do chill.
You and David chill for 7.5 hours.
Well, not quite all. Well, yeah, I guess
Pretty much.
pretty much we got to chill for. Well, I did. David got up and did around a bunch of stuff. He was still videoing and doing some
Yeah.
other stuff, but I had to sit right there with that thing for not only 7.5 hours. I did it for 15 hours
You did it yesterday.
because I did it all day yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it's nerve wracking, especially when you get right to the end of cooking that syrup, because all that preparation work, you can ruin it right at the end.
yeah. And two, y'all go check out David the Good's. They're saying Happy Thanksgiving and stuff.
Yeah.
David the Good's channel. He did a video, put it up about 2 hours ago. He did a really good job of showing the whole process.
Scott says don't eat any homegrown turkeys. What?
We got
We
one.
got homegrown turkeys. Ain't nothing wrong with a homegrown turkey.
All right, you through?
Let's see here.
Maybe Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yeah. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.